Hello. Um, Not sure if people will actually be interested in this or not, but um, today on Twitter there were people who were discussing um, this video, um, and there's a link in the description, and whether or not it's good parenting, and it's such obviously bad parenting that I commented on it and I got arguments, and actually, like, the people who paid attention to my arguments actually changed their minds. But um I'm actually considering just putting this video into one of the parenting classes that I do, because it's such a good example of bad parenting on everyone's part. Uh, so it got listed on YouTube by this catch up. I have no idea what this saucy news, culture, memes, viral videos, and commentary. Um, and so this is apparently from some TV show, Good Girls. Um, anyway, so here's the video, and I can't. So hold on, let me actually put on my headphones because this will echo probably. Okay, so
All right, Chief, time for homework.
One more level.
You got a book report, buddy.
I'll do it later.
It's late.
Mom said I could stay up.
okay, so first of all, people have been pointing out that this is, if you pay attention, it looks like it's actually daylight. So I mean, maybe it's the summer, whatever. Mom said, but okay. First of all, this is obviously a situation that was set up for failure on the parts of the parents. This is not how you should have never gotten into this situation where it's late. Mom says I could stay up. I have a book report, right? This is bad parenting. Parenting is about being the adult, seeing into the future. There's a reason why people say about good mothers, it's like they have eyes in the back of their head. It's because they kind of do have eyes in the back of their head. They have eyes in their head, in that they can actually, like, forecast better than little children how things will end up being, right? You should be a lot smarter than the child. You should be seeing things further ahead than the child. And already this has become a problem, right? Uh, hey, why don't you? Because what's going on now is either you go do your homework or you continue to play games, as opposed to, hey, if you had finished your homework, you would have more time to play games, right? Um, this is already a situation that shows multiple levels of parenting failure already. But what he does in this situation is actually the type of thing that will cause even more problems. But people who are frustrated see this um, as good parenting. You saw that look. It's like his mom said I could stay up. Now, is he going to go talk to the mom and have present a united front with the parent, with the child, as he should, and have mom come and say, hey, you need to finish your book report? That's what an adult would do. That's what good parenting would be.
Hey!
He goes and stands in front of the game. Already, I think this is a fail, right? If this is what you're going to do, physical intervention, just turn off the game. Just turn off the game.
Turn it off.
I can't see.
I mean, obviously the kid doesn't feel that there will be repercussions. There's no discipline structure here.
Turn it off.
Mom, tell your husband to move.
Mom, tell your husband to move. Right? So people are commenting, this is a step-parent situation. It doesn't even matter, right? Because the parents are not in control here, right? It's the parents are disagreeing, and the child is the one who's deciding which parent is right. This is the wrong way to do things. This is when having two parents is worse than having one parent.
Just let him finish, honey.
So, problem is obviously with mom, yet father's being a bad parent and not addressing the actual problem, more being passive aggressive. And violence. Now, imagine that this is the scene that is being described to a judge when this ends up in custody court, right? What's the judge to do? Everyone's going to agree. Dad wants his way, mom says something different, and dad's way of dealing with the situation is to yank the gaming console out of the wall, and now he's going to throw it out and pour milk over it, right? Like, he's making things kinetic. He's making things violent, physical, right? Guess what the judge is not going to be happy with? Guess what's not going to go well with you when you're describing this situation to a judge? I mean, in some ways, having the video would even be worse than just describing the situation, because there's a disagreement between two parents, the mom and the dad loses his shit. He gets physical. It's absolutely, it's not only the wrong thing to do, it's what ends you up in bad parenting classes, right? And can be the basis of allegations of abuse that happen in family court all the time, right? And I mean, obviously the father is being set up as the responsible parent here, right? He's the one who's cooking. He's the one who's making sure the kid is paying attention to his homework. He's the one who's saying no more video games, right? But his actions and the way he's dealing with things is what's making things worse, and he's becoming the problem.
Yes! What the hell are you doing?
And I mean, this is just obvious that the problem, like, he's pouring milk on it. Obviously, his problem is with the mother. And this is how he's dealing with it. Now, what are you teaching your child? in terms of how things get done, what's important, how to deal with situations. Like this is bad parenting 101. This is obviously bad parenting.
Book report. Now!
And it's like, he wasn't listening to you. He didn't respect you before. What makes you think he's like raising your voice? Like this is, and frankly, this is the point where that child is too old to spank, right? This is portraying many years of bad parenting. And at this point, everything he's doing, trying to fix it, is making it worse. And people were commenting about the kid being too fat and whatever. I mean, this is the problem here, is the relationship between the parents. And by putting up a demonstration like this in front of the child, you're just making things worse. And this is the type of demonstration that ends up in court documents, ends up getting you labeled as an abuser, ends up with temporary restraining orders against you because, and like, it's just plain bad. And the fact some people are saying the dad is good parenting, no. Obviously the mom, like, she's not a good parent, but she's not turning the situation explosive. And when a situation like this comes before a judge, you're looking for trouble. Like, this dad seems to want to do the right things. He wants his kids to get an education, not spend too much time playing, whatever. The mom is permissive, right? But all he's doing is showing his impotence and just failing in every way. I mean, it's divorce counseling at this point, right? Yeah. Male resentment porn. This is stepdad behavior. Yeah. Honestly, it's just bad. It's just bad in every way. If anybody wants to jump on and discuss this further, here is the link. Hey, Teo. I mean, I guess I could show you guys some of the comment threads that I've had. So this is a good argument for overhauling CPS, which has lost its way, somebody says. Star-bellied sneeches. Oh, that's a different thing. Sorry. I thought. Let me pull up. So this. Okay. So this is a thread I got into. Right. So this is somebody. This is the person I follow who posted this. Listen, I'm no parenting expert for obvious reasons, but if your son has got to the point of being so disrespectful that you have to start destroying things to intimidate him into doing what you want, that doesn't scream dad of the year, obviously. So I commented, I teach court-mandated parenting courses. This is the type of parenting that will get your children take away from you. This is not how grown adults act. And it's true. Wrong. This is a verified teacher in Rhode Island who seems to be a pretty sensible person, but you'll see the back. You should not be teaching those classes. Okay. The child is blatantly disrespectful and refuses to do what his dad tells him to do. Well, I mean, obviously, when you have two parents, and the kid can play mom against dad, the kid does that. What makes you think the kid will not do that? And the problem is the other parent. The child, as portrayed, has obviously been parented poorly for years. This type of incident, where he compounds bad parenting with violence, would make the situation worse. A good parent would go have a private discussion with the mother, and the key takeaway: parenting is long term. And people like commented, "What violence? He's getting physical. He's getting physical. If you need to get physical, you better know what you're doing, because response I got. A lot of the people thinking it's good are not really thinking of good parenting as being what is good for your child over the long term. It's about the obedience of the son conforming to the dad's ego. The punishment is about retribution, not promoting good behavior." Yeah. What did Nick Sav say? Trey has an interview. Good luck, Trey. Male resentment porn. Yeah. Honestly, it is. When I feel physical like that, I gotta take a walk. I'm almost always in the wrong. Honestly, yeah. It's just a bad idea. It's just a bad idea. You guys probably can't see this at all on screen. Hopefully this is better. Okay. A little bit better. So, teacher in Rhode Island, wrong. It is good, healthy for the child to do what the father says, especially when the father is telling a child to go to do his schoolwork. Like, is that what's going on here? Is the child learning to do what his father says, like go do his schoolwork? So I asked, what about what the mother says? The child says no to the father 3 times and tries to use his mom for cover. And the mom supports this. Exactly. She is a major part of the problem. Exactly. Obviously, mom and dad need to work this out, but she is totally wrong. And so by not going to what is the actual problem, he's causing a problem. And he's doing it by getting physical. Obviously. This is my response. And his response to not being able to deal with his wife is to break things. This type of behavior would land him in one of my classes, if not worse. I'm considering showing this video in one of my classes as a demonstration of how to get yourself into trouble. And it really is. And he agrees with me. Yes, the main problem seems to be that the parents are not on the same page. I believe this is what often leads to undisciplined children. Yes, it is. It often is. He didn't help things. He made them worse. This is why why classes like mine exist, to help parents avoid doing stupid shit like this. And frankly, yeah. Antonio says her being wrong does not make his reaction right. Exactly. This is how the sin of the father is carried out for generations. So true. They get divorced either way, maybe, but at least he won't have evidence against him in court. Exactly. This is the type of thing that will get a good father losing even access to his children, because what's she going to do if it gets into a divorce? Her response is going to be, hey, we had a parenting disagreement and he broke things. He lost his temper. He's going to be in anger management courses. That's where this ends up for him. Like, this is, yeah. What happens when the boy is bigger and angrier than the dad? Exactly. God hates divorce. Yeah. Is Job the best father in Scripture? No. I First of all, I have to say, like, there's a lot of bad parenting in Scripture, and a lot of what the Bible shows in terms of parents is what not to do. Yeah, a lot of bad dads. I'm trying to think who was a good father. Abraham? Isaac? I mean, eh. Jacob? Uh, David? No. Good father. Solomon? Mm. I'm trying to think of, like, who was a good dad. Maybe Joseph. Could be considered a good dad. Although, I mean, there's even that I'm not so sure about. Yeah, I mean, part of the thing with the Bible is that the Bible is not is often telling us stories about what not to do, right? Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, who's a good father in the Bible? I'm not sure I can think of a good father, an example of a good father in the Bible, which is funny because you would think that would be one of the archetypes, since we do talk about God as a good father, as our father. Yeah. Is it true that in the Torah the responsibility is to the son more than to the father? Not sure what you mean by that. I think when we're reading, I think the Torah, when you talk about it a as a life story, it seems to be talking uh, about. It seems to be talking more. Uh, it seems to be talking more to people who are young, as opposed to people who are fathers already. Um, yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I mean, I don't even know if God, in the Bible, really is shown as being the best father, uh, in every way. Um, no command straight to parents I can remember, but I am not one. Um, yeah. It seems to. I mean, there's the Ben Sora Rumore. There's the son who, uh, the rebellious and gluttonous son, right? but that's also not where I would go. Luke would say that God is the father of those who lack our biological father. Maybe. Okay, if nobody's gonna jump on, I'm just gonna end the stream. The father in the story of the prodigal son. Yeah, I don't know if we know the name of that. I don't know if the name is given, but yeah. Also, even that is somewhat problematic. I gotta say. Okay, people are busy being fathers and working and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna end this stream. Hopefully, you guys found this instructive and or will comment or whatever. Andre, right, from Australia. I don't know. I mean, do you have much parental thing? And Paul Vanderplay is starting his stream soon, so I probably should just end it anyway. Okay, have fun, people.